Welcome to the Global Focus Review. There exists uncertainty surrounding many questions about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, with a primary focus on Abraham, who serves as the central patriarch for the Israelite people and various other Arab communities. Persistent doubts arise regarding whether Abraham was truly an Israelite or Jewish. Could he be considered Hebrew? The term Hebrew is essentially a designation for those who migrated from Mesopotamia by crossing the Great River. Delving into this theme prompts inquiry into Abraham's true origin, identifying the region, country, people, or city from which he originated. This inquiry forms the central question explored in this video: the mystery of Abraham's affiliation. Abraham plays a pivotal role as the main patriarch of the Abrahamic peoples, notably the Israelites, descendants of Isaac, and the Ishmaelites, descendants of Ishmael, who gave rise to the 12 Arab tribes. Beyond these groups, Abraham is also the ancestor of the Edomite tribes and the Orients. Additionally, Abraham is the father of the ancient Midianites, being the ancestral father of the Midianites through his son Midian, an aspect often overlooked in discussions. Throughout his life, Abraham fathered approximately 8 children. Ishmael, the son of an Egyptian, was his firstborn, followed by his second son Isaac, who inherited everything Abraham possessed. After Isaac, Abraham married a woman named Keturah, whose Aramaic name means promised. In a separate video on our channel, we explore Keturah, an important figure possibly of Hebrew or Aramaic origin. With Keturah, Abraham had 6 more children, including Midian. Through Ishmael, Abraham became the grandfather of about 13 grandchildren, and through Isaac, he became the grandfather of 2 grandchildren, the twins Esau and Jacob. Jacob, like Ishmael, generated about 13 great-grandchildren for Abraham. These great-grandchildren included Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, and Benjamin. Jacob's daughter mentioned in the Bible is Dinah. Esau, on the other hand, had children named Alphaz, Reuel, Jush, Korah, and Jalam. Abraham's son June also contributed grandchildren: Sheba, Danan, and through Midian, Ephah, Eber, Abida, Eldah, and Hunch. These names represent the diverse descendants of Abraham, forming tribes that occupy the Levant region, encompassing present-day countries such as Jordan, parts of Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Palestine, and surrounding areas. Recently, questions about Abraham's origin have arisen due to a lack of knowledge. Some still label him as Hebrew or Jewish, contributing to ongoing discussions and inquiries. Nevertheless, it is crucial to clarify that Abraham, despite being commonly labeled as a Hebrew, was not Jewish or Hebrew by origin. The designation Hebrew was attributed to him due to his significant journey across the Great River, emanating from the Mesopotamian region. The term Hebrew literally translates to crossing or passing, symbolizing his traversal of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers in Mesopotamia during his passage. As Abraham ventured through the land of Egypt, the Egyptians of that era identified him as a Hyos, a term denoting inhabitants of Egypt who were not native Egyptians but hailed from regions with shepherds and people from the east, i.e., Semites of Greek origin. In ancient Egyptian, this was expressed as Het, signifying shepherd kings or foreign sovereigns. The category of Hyos encompassed diverse groups from the Levant and Mesopotamia, including Arameans, Akkadians, Assyrians, among others, as detailed in the book of Genesis. Abraham and his father Terah departed from Ur of the Chaldeans in southern Iraq, initially aiming for Canaan but ultimately settling in Paddan Aram in Syria before reaching Egypt. The Egyptians likely perceived Abraham as a Hyos, considering him a representative of Middle Eastern peoples migrating to Egypt, such as the Arameans. Within this broader term, Abraham might have belonged to the subgroup of Hyksos known as Shu, tribes originating from the Middle East, possibly Iraq. In Ur of the Chaldeans, he might have been known as Shudu by the Akkadians, a term applied to other Semitic peoples like the Arameans. Some scholars propose that Abraham might have been referred to in Egypt and Canaan as Habu, or Eru, the Habu, mentioned in ancient sources, are not a specific ethnic group, but a generic term for a class of people living on the fringes of society. These individuals were associated with various activities such as manual labor, mercenaries, or even as bandits and rebels, as indicated in inscriptions from the 2nd millennium BCE. It is essential to emphasize that the term Habu does not denote a unified ethnic or cultural group, but rather represents a diverse and flexible social category. Some scholars suggest that the Habu might have played a significant role in population movements and crucial historical events, such as migrations and conflicts, during the late 2nd millennium BCE. The term appears in texts alluding to biblical events, sparking debates on potential connections between the Habu and certain groups or events mentioned in the Bible. The lack of clear evidence and the ambiguous nature of the term Habu make it challenging to precisely identify these people and understand their specific identity. Scholars discuss and interpret the available evidence, which offers only partial insights into their presence and role in ancient Middle Eastern societies. Various sources, including Sumerians, Egyptians, Akkadians, Hittites, Canaanites, and Ugaritics, used the term Habu to designate specific groups of people. However, it is crucial to distinguish between Habu and Hebrew. While Hebrew refers to someone who crossed the river from Mesopotamia, Habu carries a different meaning, interpreted as bandit, slave, archer, mercenary, or immigrant worker. The term Habu or Eru was initially discovered in its Akkadian version and later in Ugaritic texts. In Egyptian writing, it corresponds to Pru, conventionally pronounced as Eru with hu being the Egyptian plural suffix. The root of the term is associated with a word meaning dust or dirt, suggesting that Habu could mean dirty or dusty, possibly describing nomadic peoples. In Egypt, Abraham was known as Ahios, specifically of the Shu, while in his homeland of Mesopotamia, possibly by the Akkadians, he was known as Shudu from the Chaldean people. Although Abraham was indeed a Hebrew, it is essential to clarify that he was not Jewish. The designation of Abraham as a Hebrew stems from the Canaanite perspective, acknowledging his crossing of the Great River from Mesopotamia. In Genesis, a man of Canaanite origin refers to Abraham as the Hebrew. The term Hebrew later appears in the book of Exodus, used by the Egyptians or later copyists employing the Phoenician script. Scholars suggest that in this context, Hebrew might have been used unfavorably to refer to the Hebrews as slaves, with origins in Habu or Papiru, including the meanings of slave, mer, senary, and immigrant worker for the Can. From the Canaanite perspective, Abraham is considered a Hebrew, one who crossed the river to the region of Canaan. For the Egyptians, Abraham was a Hyos, and his people were the Chaldean, a Semitic people descended from the Arad lineage, according to ancient interpretations of Semitic thought. During his stay in the land of Aram, Abraham likely adopted the Aramaic language. This is evident as his grandson Jacob is referred to as an Aramite due to the ancestry of his mother, Rebekah, who was an Aramite woman. I appreciate everyone who has watched the video up to this point. May you all be with God, and I'll see you soon. YouTube video title: The Untold Truth About Abraham's Origin, Decoding the Mystery of the Patriarch. Video description: Welcome to the Global Focus Review, where we unravel the mystery surrounding Abraham's origin. In this video, we explore the questions and doubts surrounding whether Abraham was truly an Israelite, Jewish, or Hebrew. Join us as we delve into the historical context, tracing Abraham's journey from Mesopotamia to Canaan and beyond. Discover the diverse descendants of Abraham, including the overlooked Midianites and the tribes that occupied the Levant region. Uncover the complexities of terms like Habu and Hebrew, and gain insights into how different cultures perceived this influential figure. Stick around till the end for a fascinating revelation about Abraham's connection to the Aramaic language. Don't miss this in-depth exploration of the enigmatic origins of the central patriarch. Video tags: Abraham, Patriarch, Israelite, Jewish, Hebrew, Mesopotamia, Levant, Aramaic, Midianites, Habu, Hebrew origins, ancient history, biblical figures, genealogy, mystery, the historical inquiry, Aramaic, Egypt, Canaan, Semitic peoples, decoding history, origins revealed.